Fatima. I'm so excited that you're here for another video. Today's video, we are talking about all the handbags that I sold this year in 2021. Yes, you all, there are handbags that I've sold this year, and in today's video, I'm going to take my time and walk you through all the handbags that I've sold and why I sold them. And just, you know, give you all my thoughts on the bag in case you've been on the fence about this bag. If any of you all own these bags, congratulations. I am happy for each and every one of you all, and I hope that you continue to love these bags just as much as I used to love these bags, and I still might like these bags as I still like these bags as well, but they just didn't work out for me in my lifestyle anymore. So instead of holding on to them, I decided to make room for more handbags and to just use that money to fund other handbags that I like. So if this is something that interests you, just stay tuned. If you're an oldie but a goodie, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome to Simply Fatima, where we talk about all things luxury and luxury handbags. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Just go ahead and smash that subscription button. Also give this video a thumbs up, and also turn on your bell notifications so that you will never miss an upload from me. And so yeah, let's just dive right into the video. So like I mentioned in the intro, today we are talking about handbags that I've sold this year. I think I've sold about 10 handbags. Some of the handbags, I do have handbag regret, I'm not even gonna lie. But then when I think about it and try to like repurchase the bag, I'm just like, girl, it's not worth it because you're still gonna feel the same way about it. I think it's just like bag FOMO, fear of being left out of the trend, but sometimes you can't always be trendy with everybody else because some bags works for others and some bags just don't work for you anymore. And so I'm here to talk to you all about why I sold the handbags and maybe shed some insight or some light onto you all. And again, like I had said in the intro, if you all own any of these bags, I'm really happy for you all, and I hope that you continue to love those bags just as much as I did when I have them. And again, I still do like the bags, they just don't work out for me anymore. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have my handy dandy phone, I have notes, and I just want to make sure that I just remember what bags that I did sell and why I sold them. So yeah, so all of my bags that I did sell on Fashion File. I just feel like they have the easiest selling process, especially for me. Like I have a 9-to-5, so it's just easy for me to find like a company that I can ship my things to, get my money in a quick and easy process. So I just prefer selling through Fashion File. All of these handbags that I do mention have been sent off to Fashion File and are on their website or was once on their website. So I also left a good enough space here so I can also show you all pictures of the handbags as well. So let's get right into it. So the first handbag, well, this isn't the first handbag I sold. I think I have them listed in the order that I sold them, yeah, by date. So the most recent handbag that I've sold that I have several videos on my channel is my Gucci calfskin Madalassi GG Marmont belt bag. Yes, you guys, I sold my Gucci GG Marmont belt bag. You know, I've talked about this bag on my channel for some time, or for the past year, and I have raved about how great of a bag it is. Especially for it to be like a leather fanny pack. It was great for festivals, carnivals, just running to the store if you wanted a hands-free experience. It was a great belt bag. I sold it because I personally wasn't reaching for it that often. I find myself reaching for my mini crossbody bags more so than I did that particular belt bag. And then also, if you are not new to this channel, you know that I also have the Louis Vuitton bum bag, and so I thoroughly enjoy my Louis Vuitton bum bag more than I enjoyed that belt bag, just because I could hold more things in it. The Louis Vuitton bum bag is just so great because it holds a lot compared to that particular belt bag. That particular belt bag in size comparison to like holding things per se, I would equate it to the petite sac plot. You have to be very strategic on what you place, and you can't place too much. You just have to place the essentials, and that's it, and the essentials that you know that you will need for that day. And I feel like being able to carry a mask, like an extra mask, was difficult because the ear loops will get stuck into the zipper track. Having to carry an extra hand sanitizer because we live in that kind of world, it was just not conducive to the everyday lifestyle that I live in now. And so I gave up the belt bag. So yeah, that is why I decided to let go of that handbag. The next handbag that I'm gonna mention, you all did not know that I purchased this bag. I purchased it because I was like, ooh, I really want this. This would be totally different, something exciting in my wardrobe. I got it, did not like it. It's the Louis Vuitton Epi Speedy 25, and I got it in the color Fawn, I think, Kenyan Fawn. That's the name of it, Kenyan Fawn, which is this beautiful, like orangey, caramelish, brownish, reddish colored Epi leather Speedy. I fell in love with the Speedy when I was watching YouTube videos. I was on Instagram and I would look up Louis Vuitton Epi leather Speedies, like tags, pictures, loved it. I saw the bag in person, could not get with it. I couldn't get with it with my style. Maybe if I had gotten a black bag, and again, I'm trying to get out of black bags, but I just could not get with it. So I never did an unboxing video, never talked about the video. Literally, as soon as it came in the mail, I opened it, I looked at it, I was like, no, sent it right back. So I sold it to Fashion File. I actually got it from the RealReal. This particular bag, I couldn't get a refund. I couldn't send it back, so I just sold it to Fashion File. And yeah, so that is that bag. The next bag is the Louis Vuitton Monogram Musette Salsa. So I did do an unboxing video on this one. I love this bag, but what I could not get with was the amount of things that it held and how you would have to put your things inside that bag. Everything inside of that bag had to lay like up against each other flat like this, which was really annoying for me. I wanted a more slouchier bag. I thought that bag would have been more like of a messenger bag for me, and it was not giving messenger bag vibes whatsoever. It was a little too structured for me. I liked how it fell on me because it reminds me of the vintage Odeons. And when I got the bag, in my mind, I was thinking that it would kind of look and feel like the vintage Odeon, and it didn't do that for me. When I made the unboxing video, I was really excited to have that bag. I really did. But the more I tried to make it work, it just was not working for me. So I decided to get rid of that and make space for a bag that would work for me. And I would say the bag that I replaced it with, which was the Fendi Mama Baguette bag. I feel like I said that completely wrong, but the Fendi bag that I have definitely is giving me the vibes that I was expecting from the Musette Salsa that I was not getting. So I ended up selling that handbag to Fashion File. The next handbag is gonna shock a lot of you all, especially if you've been here on my channel for a while, especially if you were watching my channel before my channel got hacked. You all know that I have the Givenchy calfskin crocodile embossed small Antigona, right? So I sold that bag. I sold it for many reasons. One, I never really carried that bag, only for special occasions. Granted, I probably said that, hey, I'm gonna sell this bag because I don't reach for it because we're in a pandemic and we weren't going to special occasions. But even before the pandemic, I only gravitated towards that bag for work special events, even though I was going to special events outside of work before the pandemic, and I was still never really grabbing for that bag. The bags that I grab for special events would be like my small crossbody bag, like my Damier Bean favorite, the pochettes that come in the Neverfuls, things of that nature. I would never gravitate towards the Givenchy calfskin crocodile embossed handbag. To me, for special events, that bag was a little too big. I would go with my YSL clutches, you know, those sort of things. But for work events, like when I was tired of wearing my heels, I would have like a pair of flats and like a dust bag that I could just pull out, reach, and put the heels back in the dust bag and put my flats on, sort of thing. But other than that, like, I just was not carrying it. I know a lot of you all loved that bag. When I made my video of the handbags that it was the 5 to keep and 5 to sacrifice, and I had mentioned that this particular handbag will be a handbag I would sacrifice. Most of you all were like clutching your pearls and was like, what? And I was like, yeah. So I sold that to Fashion File. The next 2 bags you all have seen on my channel are both of my MCM mini studded backpacks. I sold those handbags because I wanted new airport bags, which I bought my Prada airport travel backpack. I do want one more. I'm kind of on the fence between the Palm Springs backpack by Louis Vuitton or just getting another Prada nylon backpack. But I did sell those MCM studded backpacks just because it was very, I feel like it was very flashy. Like you had MCM all over the backpacks. I just feel like I wanted something more muted going through the airports. And I know you guys are saying, granted, you were just saying you wanted a Louis Vuitton Palm Springs backpack, but at the same time, I really don't know if that's what I really want. Right now, I'm stuck on the more muted, low-key, kind of like, oh, when you're up on me in line, you'll see that, oh, okay, that's a Prada backpack. But from a distance, you really wouldn't know. Just for like travel safety reasons, per se. But I did give up those backpacks. I also feel like the MCM backpacks just weren't my style anymore, and that's fair to say. Like when something's just not your style anymore, you shouldn't have to force yourself to like keep it your style. So I went ahead and sold those. My next one, you all are gonna clench you guys' pearls. Again, it was the Saint Laurent camera bag, but mine was in beige. You all know I love my Saint Laurent camera bag with the black hardware, the black leather, but my Saint Laurent beige camera bag I ended up selling because I was not gravitating towards it much, and part of it was that I was really afraid of color transfer, and I know where I store my handbags, it kind of rubbed up against the shelf and picked up some of the color off the shelf, and I had not been able to like get it off. And so I was just like, well, if it just rubbed against the shelf the way that it did and picked up the paint off the shelf, like imagine if I'm wearing like jeans or something, I don't want that color to transfer. And of course I can, like, if I wear jeans, I can have a sweater or a long shirt that doesn't allow the bag to kind of like rub up against my jeans and pick up on the color. But in my mind, I just could not, like my OCD just would not let me like get past that. So one, I would never gravitate towards it. I did carry it like out once. It was fun, it was cute, but at the same time in the back of my mind, I was just like, this is high maintenance. I just can't deal with this. I just don't want to deal with this. So I ended up selling it. But I do still have my other camera bag that I still love. Granted, I love YSL camera bags. They're like the best camera bags out here on the market. Don't let me, because I said what I said about my beige camera bag, don't let me like sway you from not getting one, because they're phenomenal bags, like absolutely phenomenal. But again, the whole light, the beige color, possibly getting like color transfer, I just could not mentally like handle that, so I sold it. Now, the next backpack that I sold was my MCM Studded Extra Mini. I had gotten that backpack because I wanted a black version of the Palm Springs Mini. And I was not gravitating towards that bag whatsoever. I still stuck to my Palm Springs Mini, even though they both carried the same amount of items. I just preferred the way the Palm Springs Mini looked over the MCM Extra Mini. So I just went ahead and sold it just because I wasn't reaching for it. I preferred my Palm Springs Mini, and why have a bag taking up space that you're not even going to use? You're just letting it collect dust. So I sold that bag. I also sold my Gucci grained calfskin small fanny pack bag. Now this is one fanny pack or belt bag that I do regret purchasing, that I do regret selling. I don't know why. So I regret selling it because I like how it looks aesthetically. It kind of gives me old school kind of vibes, vintage kind of vibes. It's like original Gucci look, right? 2, I don't regret selling it because I wish I had gotten the larger size, because the pouch itself came in 2 different sizes, came in a large and then a small. I regret that I got the small. If I had gotten a larger pouch, I guarantee you to this day I would still have that bag, because it is the carefree version of the Louis Vuitton bum bag, and I would definitely have kept that, especially for travel purposes. So if I can, on the pre-loved market, if I can find the larger pouch, I am most likely buying it again. But if not, I do not regret selling the smaller one because it was a little too small, and it laid on my chest kind of weird because it was pretty small. Even though I'm petite, it still laid kind of funny. That one was like a legit belt bag that you'll wear around your waist. But if I had the larger pouch, I could just like sling it over my chest and call it a day. The next bag was the Saint Laurent Napa Monogram Blogger Bag. I sold that one because one, the strap was so thin. You would never, first, you couldn't put a lot in that bag anyway. It holds all of your essentials. 2, the strap was very thin, so what you did have in there, you didn't want it to be too heavy so it wouldn't dig into your skin. 3, the strap was ridiculously long. So I'm 5'3". I had to do the old school and knot up the strap so it can like fall on like in a pretty decent spot on my body. So I sold it because the strap was too long, the strap was too thin. It did hold my essentials, but I feel like with that bag it could have held a little bit more. And then the tassel zipper, the tassel was a cute touch, but the tassel was too thick and too big, and I was just like, yeah, no. And I feel like I went ahead and bought that bag just because when YouTube first kicked off and handbag bloggers were talking about their handbags, and I just remember seeing that bag circulating, and I had always said, oh, I'm gonna get that bag, I'm gonna get that bag, and I was able to get it, but I was really disappointed. So I didn't keep it long. I had it for about a month or 2, gave it a try, wasn't a fan at all. The size of the bag, I wish it was just a little bit bigger, because if it was a little bit bigger, I could compare it to the Nano Speedy. But this bag is actually smaller than the Nano Speedy, and if it was just a little bit bigger, it would be the size of the Nano Speedy, and it could hold a lot more. And because I had the Nano Speedy, I was like, I really don't need this Saint Laurent bag, so I ended up selling that Saint Laurent bag to make more room in my closet. The next handbag is the one handbag that you all loved when I did an unboxing video on this. It's the Saint Laurent Smooth Calfskin Suede Kate monogram bag, and it was reversible. So either way you had it, there was a suede side and there was a leather side. Love this bag. 2 reasons why I sold this bag. One is that I knew I could not properly enjoy this bag because I would not want to have any messes or spills to happen on either side of the bag, whether that was the suede side or the leather side, because you want to be able to use both sides interchangeably. I did not run across a bag organizer that I could use to keep the lining of the bags like clean, so that if I wanted to reverse the sides would be like nice and neat, you know? Second, the chain was ridiculously heavy. One thing that I do like about Saint Laurent is that the quality of their chains when it comes to their bags are really good. But because that bag was so, I wouldn't say flimsy, but because it was so malleable, because it was a reversible bag, that chain was way too heavy for something like that bag design. So for those two reasons, that's why I sold that bag. If it wasn't, now that I think about it in hindsight, if it wasn't a reversible bag, that bag would be in comparison to my Fendi bag, which would be top notch, because I could wear crossbody, shoulder, a shoulder bag. The size of my Fendi bag is the exact same size of this Saint Laurent bag, which was like great and phenomenal. It's a great bag, and if you own this bag, give me tips on how you keep it clean, and still be able to reverse it from leather to suede to suede to leather. So yeah. My next bag, so the next two bags that I'm going to talk about, I definitely have handbag regret, but at the same time I am happy that I went ahead and sold the bags. But if I ever wanted them again, I could get them again, but I highly doubt. So the first one is the Louis Vuitton Monogram Multi Pochette in khaki. I sold that bag. I sold it. I sold it because of a few reasons. Reason number one, I was not reaching for that bag. To be clear and honest, I was not reaching for it. That's also the same time that Prada came out with their re-edition handbag. Oh, I was reaching for my Prada re-edition more than I was reaching for my multi pochette. Let me tell you why. The multi pochette has two pochettes that are attached to a strap, and you have a gold chain. There was a love-hate relationship between me and that gold chain. My bags would always get all tangled up and intertwined, a hot mess. Second, I also have the pochette accessoire, and I have a mini pochette, and I was like, why would I have all these pochettes hanging around? Didn't make logical sense to me. And at the same time, I was trying to go on this whole minimalistic journey and that didn't go well. So I was just like, I have a mini pochette already. I have a pochette accessoire. When I bought the multi pochette, I was actually trying to get the pochette accessoire and the mini pochette. But the essay that I was talking to convinced me to get the multi pochette because they were like, for the price that you're paying for the two separate pochettes, you can just buy one multi pochette and have a mini pochette and a larger pochette. I was like, genius, you're right. So I buy it. And then I get it. I'm like, oh, this is actually like a really cute bag. The khaki strap with the coin pouch. Like, it's a bang for your buck because you're getting 3 bags for the price of 1. I get it. But what they don't tell you is that, for example, with the Prada re-edition bag, you have one pouch that holds a lot of things, honestly. And it's easy, convenient. It doesn't lay weird on your body. It kind of lays fairly decent. The multi pochette, you fill up one pochette, okay, you run out of space, you go to the next pochette, you fill that up. And then because the back pochette is filled up, it lays kind of funny on you. And because it's kind of full and you put that mini pochette on the front of it, the mini pochette kind of like lifts up just a little bit, looks a little weird. And then you're walking around looking like, I mean, I felt like I was looking like I was carrying a lot of things. Like, I looked like a bag lady. That's what I felt like. I just felt like I'm looking like a bag lady or whatever. And so because you have to strategically like place everything in the bag to make sure one bag doesn't bulges over the other, or they both don't bulge so it can look right, which is too much for me to try to figure out every single time I wanted to use that bag. So I said adios, I let it go, sold it to Fashion File. At times when I see people post their multi-pochettes, I'm just like, dang, I really want it again. But then when I think about my reasoning behind letting it go, I'm like, girl, no, it's good. You're good. Like, there's gonna be another handbag that comes out that you will really love by Louis Vuitton. Side note, all these new handbags that are coming out by Louis Vuitton, I'm not feeling them. Maybe the Speedy 20, but I have enough Speedies. I'm just in a handbag funk, but that's a different conversation for a different day. And the last handbag is my Prada Saffiano re-edition 2005. I sold the Prada re-edition, and this one is major handbag regrets. I do love my nylon Prada re-edition. Love it to death. I bought the Saffiano leather one for more of an elevated look, especially if I'm like going out. The leather and the gold touches is just really nice compared to the nylon version. Just like the multi-pochette, was not gravitating towards that bag. I probably wore the bag like 1 or 2 times, and I sold it, and I replaced it with this other Prada bag that I have for more special occasions, because this bag was going to be my special occasion bag. I was going to take off the little the fabric strap and just carry it with the gold chain, but I was just like, no, I don't reach for this bag. That is something I can just sell, and somebody else who's been wanting this bag can get this bag and love it more than I can at the moment. I have been contemplating on going back and getting this bag after seeing the price increase on it that Prada has placed on the bag. My bag regret kind of leaves just a little bit, but at the same time, I do feel like I am going to end up getting this bag again. Never say never, right? And so yeah, I just decided to stick to my nylon Prada re-edition bag, but I really did like this bag, and I know a lot of people own this bag and love it, but I really do think that at some point I'm gonna end up getting the bag again, because I did really like it a lot. So if you found this video interesting and helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram at _simplyfatima_loves_luxury. I know I've been kind of like stagnant on the Instagram post, but again, work had gotten really hectic in the last 2 quarters, quarter 3 and quarter 4. We're in quarter 4 going into quarter 1, so now I have like a little bit more time to like dedicate to my Instagram posts and YouTube videos. So thank you all for your patience and sticking around and not giving up on your girl. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye, my love.